Shout out to the podcast, shout out to the crew. I also want to shout out to my music group, American Pyramid, the whole Rhode Island, Providence, Pawtucket, Newport. I want you guys to know, check me out, NiNie330. I am NiNie330 on all social media. Stay facts, stay known, stay woke.
Yo, what up? You here with the Crew Podcast. It's your boy Chris.
Big on.
And we here, you know what I mean, with my homegirl NiNie330.
Welcome back.
You know what I mean? So real quick, my man Ely Rose Gold is not here anymore with us. He's doing his own thing, and we still support him and everything. That's our brother. We still love him. We hope that he does great with everything that he's doing, and he's gonna be back here, you know what I'm saying, to come and bless us with what he's doing and things like that. You know what I mean? Anything you want to say as far as
about that or anything else?
The E.
About E? Man, shout out to E. You know what it is, man. High Freak, Rose Gold, Easy 401, my man Eric. Man, you know what it is, man. I love him.
Yeah, get into what you do.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I put you around the spot.
Reintroduce yourself.
I'm NiNie330. I make sound, hype, crazy music. What I'm currently doing right now is building a brand called Jade Wasteland Records. It's a non-profit record label. It's still in the paper phase. So
where's that name come from? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
that
off.
Was it.
Where's that name come from?
So just like my rap name, my record label, it's acronym. So it stands for Jealousy, a Dangerous Energy. Wasteland is where you end up if you fuck with me. So it's just... Yeah, it's kind of like you cross me, I'll cross you type deal. You keep it Andre 3000, I'll keep it Andre 3000, and we'll make it to the top together type thing. So that's kind of what it is, and it stemmed from just a lot of people just turning their back on other people that we thought were gonna make it with us and rise with us and keep that unity, who just fell when they thought they were at the top when they never even reached the top. You know what I mean? Right. So that's kind of like what my record label's for, but it's mainly just to show kids in my neighborhood of Providence, Rhode Island, that you can be that entrepreneur that doesn't have to be a drug dealer. You don't have to be a gangbanger. You can be that person who wants to be a doctor at the same time, want to express yourself in a musical form. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, we're going to promote producers, photographers, engineers. We're going to do people who love to paint. It's going to be a broad spectrum. So it's anything that you want, but it's still in the paper phase, and I'm pretty sure I'll be up by 2025. So it's kind of what I'm doing right now.
That's what's up. So plans and goals. You know what I mean? That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're very a deep person. Even we, you know what I mean, we got the privilege to already know you before, you know what I'm saying? You blessed us on the first episode with Manami also, so we got to know a lot about you. We seen you perform. And one thing about you when you perform is you're deep. Like, it's just not no matter what song you're doing, like you're really into what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Even when you spoke on that first episode, like you are a very deep person with everything that you everything you do, everything you see is like, it's not one little thing. Like even your name, I know, I looked it up.
Oh, you
know,
looked
so NiNie330. Hold up.
I'll kind of explain what that means too. So like NiNie330, it's an acronym. So 99 stands for Now Individuals Need Intelligence Over Evidence. 3:30, I was born at 3:31 in the afternoon, my first hour. My mother passed away at 5:30 in the morning, her last moments, 3:30. So that kind of like what my name means, and it's more of who I am, because like ever since I was 14, I grew up with anxiety and depression. So my music has to have a depth. It has to have meaning, or I won't make my music with it. If I don't live it, I can't preach it, type of thing. So that's kind of just who I am. So I'll always be deep, I'll always be passionate, and I'll always be a little bit crazy. No matter where you go, my performances, I always use wireless mics. I'm not used to being on a stage. I hate the stage. I don't like being I hate.
Yo, hold up. I seen this girl come to a show dressed up, Michael Jackson, glammed up, you know what I mean? The hat blinging like that, and killed the performance, you know what I'm saying?
Hot right off the stage.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And was in it. It wasn't even just you, it was like you was in character. Like, you know what I'm saying? People do performances, they could be hyped, they can be everything, you'll love everything, but a person that's in character captures everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're a big person, you can influence a lot of people. Like, you look right at that person, like, and you're like, oh, yo, she just, and you that deep with them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely respect that.
It took years to do that though. It took years. I started when I was 9, and then I have a video which when I make it big,
Started what, music?
Yeah, I started making poetry when I was 5, and I started doing music when I was 9. And I have a video when I get big. I'm gonna put it out there. I was on stage with my brother. I'm like maybe I'll say 10. Everybody staring at me. It's a crush you from my middle school, and I went just like this and was like. And dropped the mic and ran behind my grandmother, and I did nothing. And my brother was standing up there like, yeah, so like he had to pick up the pieces. But ever since then, like it was that show, and then a show I did for this guy named Lingo. When I went up there and I said nothing on the mic, I froze. Like, and some girl tried to diss me because I froze. And everyone makes mistakes, but it's in order for you to learn from it. I told people I hate the stage. Mm-hmm. So after I froze, I knew I can't stand on it. I don't like being in the spotlight. So if I'm in the crowd and I'm with you and I'm turning up with you, I'll be myself. So when everybody sees the character, it's truly just me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
that makes sense though. Because that's how you are. You know what I mean?
Like on the stage, that's a character. Someone's just standing there where I'm just doing this back and forth and I'm running side to side. That's a character. When I'm out with you and I'm running up to you and I'm shaking you and type stuff, that's me.
Oh, gotcha.
So what makes you stay true to that though? Because you know a lot of people just do whatever's jumping at the time. Like they could be the weirdos standing on stage just doing this only. What makes you stay you after all this time?
I used to be a hype woman. So I used to be a hype woman for my brother and his group called Out My Music Group. And so I couldn't, like my rap skills wasn't up there. I wasn't doing too good. Everybody said, "Oh, you're good." I was whack. Okay, I was whack. There was nothing good about my music. I had a high pitched voice, like a California girl, like I used to rap like that. And so I hated the sound of my voice. I hated who I was. So what I did was I used to always mimic my brother. I would see him on stage and he acts. Like if you ever see Drastic in a show, he will knock you off if you not like 10 feet from him.
I was going to bring him up because
so, like,
you was performing with him and
like he goes,
he was up there superstar with you, you know what I mean, with the shades and everything.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
So I learned to be like a little bit back from him. At the same time, I learned how to grasp the crowd. So when he was slipping a little bit, I would know his words. And so I would catch it for him. So then people started noticing that, wow, she listens to his music religiously. Like she's sitting here just saying his words, saying like sometimes I'll be on stage with him and he'll be drunk and I would say like a whole sentence and he'll catch that and he'll be like, oh shit, like really, like and those are the mistakes that he learned over time as an artist. He taught me his mistakes to make sure I never make the same thing he did. Don't go on stage and pay unless you know. Like me as an artist, I can get fucked up. I can get fucked up and know every single lyric. Every single lyric. And I don't know how I do it. Everybody's different. My brother, he needs to be sober as a boy. I know every single lyric. I know some people who just need that hypeness from the crowd to do everything that...
Shit, if I'm drunk,
you know
I'm remembering every lyric I'm going in.
Yeah, like, nah, like it's...
Not me.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Some people, they just can't do it. And me, I learned over time to make sure that I am A1, but I practice hard. So what people see on stage, I do it every single day. Like I make sure my music is my life. And if you don't do that as an artist, you will not. When you go on stage, you're just going to be sitting there relying on your ad-libs to remember what you said. And in all honesty, your ad-libs shouldn't even be on there. When you're on stage, it shouldn't be on there. The only reason they're there is because there's no hype man. That's the only reason your ad-libs are there. But in reality, your ad-libs should never be there. You should have a blank canvas and you should just be rapping over because you need to know your words.
That's true.
Even if you mess up, 9 times out of 10, that whole crowd never heard your song before. Freestyle real quick. They wouldn't know, just say that's the remix. Like it's when you have to think of those things, you gotta think on your feet. And I learned that for like time. But I didn't really get into music until I was maybe 17 to learn all that. And I learned from older.
How old are you now?
I'm 26.
Okay.
I'm 26.
7. All right, you got good. Almost 10 years there.
Yeah, so it's okay.
As far as writing lyrics, all right. So how long have you been writing lyrics?
Lyrics since I was 9.
All right, there we go. I knew I thought I heard that.
Yeah, since I was 9, but I didn't start doing professional music until I was 17.
Do you got some of your original raps? Do you remember one right now?
Hell no, that's me gente days. That's like I could bring up some old like Tupac. Yeah, like if you
I want to hear the trash
like
right
if you
now.
Could go, if I could find the trash got you. I'll give it to you. Like, I don't know where it's at. Like, even this day, I try to find my music and I just can't find it because I don't know the name of the page. I know it's like Girl 401, it's Storyteller 401, it's some shit like that. And as soon as I can figure it out, basically I'll be the first one to put it out there because I admit my faults.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But then again, that shows the growth. You mean everybody gotta start somewhere.
Right.
I laugh at it, so I don't care. I can't be like I came out the womb and I was Jay-Z. Like, like I wasn't Beyonce. I didn't wake up like this. Like I didn't. It's not things like that. So I can't lie and deny that. I was whack at first. You gotta be.
I want to say something because you said the name real quick. I was going to go to Jay-Z. So, yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, because me and you kind of spoke about this earlier before y'all got here. You know what I'm saying? She ain't hear the album yet, the Jay-Z album.
I didn't hear the whole album at all. I got like 2 or 3 songs.
I didn't hear the whole album yet. I'm not going to lie. I heard the majority of it, but
I ain't hear the whole album yet. I heard like 6 tracks, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Since everybody let it know, you know what I mean? I ain't over here. But he went on I feel like, I thought you would know that whole album because of the type of artist you are and what they've been saying about the album.
I read the critics of the album and a lot of people are just mad because he's speaking the truth. But what he's really doing is he's telling you how to be a financial entrepreneur.
Exactly.
That's all he's really doing. And because he's rooting for the minority to do it, there's an uproar because you're so mad because he doesn't want you flashing your money across your ear. He doesn't want you sitting there living in the ghetto. He wants you to buy the ghetto.
And I don't think they understand that.
Like
people are comfortable where they're at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The ones that are comfortable where they're at, they don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they like, oh, what is this thing? I'm good right here. Like, I don't want to. Like, I seen somebody put up a post I was saying to you earlier, like, I ain't got $1 million to invest in artwork, but bro, I guarantee you got 5 racks to invest in something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not saying that you can invest in your future. You know what I'm saying? That's why
But even like the little, like, there's art out there, and I always tell people there's art that's like $25. You know what I mean? And it might seem crappy to you, but the right investor in 20 years from now is looking at that small bowl that you bought for $25 from an art dealer, and you're sitting here talking about I don't got $1 million. You don't need $1 million. You need $5 to invest in yourself, $2 to get that idea, like, and then you can make $100 out of that, $300 out of that, $400 out of that. Like if you start investing now in stock, you just need to put $1 a day in stock. To be honest with you, and by time your grandchildren are here, they won't ever have to worry because the point is you're working for your family, not for yourself. And a lot of people get misconstrued with that. They're talking about, oh, I'm broke right now. Obviously you're broke. You're putting that into the universe. If you say you're rich and you say you're going to make it tomorrow, it's in the universe. Then every day you wake up like that, you want to do it. So they're not going to get his album. They're not going to get who he is because he's a person of sound mind. So someone who is talking 24/7 of the future for his kids and his grandchildren, of course a drug dealer's not going to think that.
Yeah.
He's going to go, I need $20 to throw in the strip club. When Jay-Z said, don't spend that $100 in the strip club, invest that into your community. Why would I do that when I can get drunk tomorrow? Like, it shows you who's grown, who's not. And since he's on that Rick Ross wave where I want to pop champagne and I want to be on that Biggie Small wave and I want to be on that P. Diddy, because nobody... No, I don't care how much you try. You're not going to be P. Diddy because you don't have that same stamina. You don't have that same mentality that's going, I'm going to drop this person today and I'm going to keep walking. So they're not going to like his album because it's a male version of Lemonade.
I don't know.
If you've never seen Lemonade.
But you're going to say it's a gimmick.
It is a gimmick.
It's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's not a gimmick.
I thought it was when Lemonade came out.
They played it off because you want to know what happened was. But I feel like this is my opinion on it. With Beyonce, I feel like she just figured she could make the money off it, and then Jay bringing up the few little lines or whatever. His thing, I feel like he was just being the way his album went. I feel like that was just him still being a man, like he was trying to put forth on. Through the whole album, because it wasn't just...
No, he was trying to clear air about a lot of things.
Yeah, but he was just owning up to it because he got put on blast. That's how I felt.
I didn't hear the song where he disses Kanye West. I didn't.
I didn't hear that one.
I don't know.
About that.
Everybody keeps talking about it on Twitter.
He didn't say much. He was like, you went from Kumbaya, you took $20 million from me or something like that. He didn't really say much. I kind of... I just think Hope's not a friend. So I expect that from him. Yeah. He's a businessman. And I think it's corny? Yeah, not even just dissing Ye. The type of person that Ye is, we see what Ye going through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't, a lot of people like, oh, that man's crazy, he's stupid. Nah, man, that nigga, he's depressed. He is this, that world that he's out, his mom's passed and the world he's against, he ain't got nothing. Like, he just, I think dude lost his mind. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't nothing he can really do about it. He went on stage, Jay, help me. Help me, Jay. Help me. I need you, brother. He said it in a different way. But you know what I mean? He's like, please don't kill me.
I know he did say that. And a lot of people were confused when he said that. But at the same time, you don't know his world, so you don't know what's going on. But it's also that when you see, not to jump off of the Jay-Z thing, but when you see what Kanye West is going through, you wonder on how many artists are going through the same thing.
Exactly.
And then you start to sometimes believe the theory and the rumors of you have to do a lot of shady shit to be who you are. Mm-hmm. That because a lot of artists, they're broken because they went through that whole thing of maybe I had, like, maybe I had to suck some dick to get to the top. Like, let's be honest, maybe some rappers out there
do you believe that? Do you believe that shit is true though?
I believe 60% of them, they probably did it. Like, if 60% of them, I think, yeah.
But you was thinking like 80?
I think whoever signed the Birdman.
No, but listen.
Less.
Not less.
I believe it. I believe it too. I believe it too.
You gotta understand, when it comes to a lot of artists, I can only say my mother's fat for so long before she's not gonna believe that she's fat. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say 10 artists in every record label sucking dick. Before 30 years later, I'ma say you sucking dick.
Give it top.
Like that was the whole thing. Like when they said like the whole Whitney thing. When they was like, Whitney, you're smoking crack. God rest her soul. Yeah. Right. And then when he was like, nah, I'm not smoking crack. And you're like, Whitney, you're smoking your kneecaps off. And then she didn't believe it. And then she hit the casket. And everybody's like, oh, I can't believe Whitney was smoking crack. Really?
Y'all knew Whitney was smoking from man.
You thinking the same thing. So 60% of those rappers, especially the new age. The youngins who come in at like 16 and all that.
Well, I think the drugs. Yeah. I think with the drugs, I think you can't compare.
You just said because everybody was saying Whitney was smoking crack that she must have been smoking. So you're saying Mike raped them little boys?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I was about to go there too. I said drugs.
Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
I think drugs is different. You know what I'm saying? Like crack hit not just poor community, it hit everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought it was cool. And the people that didn't get off it, the people that was like, okay, I gotta change my life. The
Michael
people that couldn't get off it.
Different. That's like a rumor. I'm talking about like the era and day that Whitney was brought up in. Majority of the people that was in her record label was sniffing cocaine.
Right, but that's a drug. You can't compare that to getting in the game.
That's kind of like that. No, but that was their drug way to get in. Like that was their gateway.
Nah, I think she started that after she got the money. That's something where it was like, yo, you come over here and try this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, can you?
I think it could have started before. It's an addictive thing.
But it's that whole era. Like when I'm around a whole bunch of record guys, right, and they're owning their record labels and all that, and they're all sitting around talking about casual conversation, and in the middle of the conversation, the guy goes like this, and he's still talking to you. Mm. You're gonna wonder in a party, some people get caught up in the party. She got caught up in the party. I'm not saying in general that was her thing. I'm saying she got caught up in a party. Right. So when these rappers are in certain situations and they're seeing this is how homeboy got to the top, you're gonna follow him and you're gonna kind of do the same thing. So 60% of those rappers, again, whether people like to believe it or not, are doing that. Yeah. They're doing that certain situation that gets them. I'm not saying it's sucking dick that's gonna get them, but I'm saying it's that certain situation that's gonna keep them into the game.
I just think drugs is a different lane for that one. As far as them getting in, like doing things that they gotta do to get in the game, I definitely think that you gotta do. It's there. You can see it. You can see the changes in a lot of artists, from Chris Brown, from
what was that boy? We talking about him earlier. Famous Dex.
Word. Yeah, they don't want to be a part of nothing. Like, yo, you can keep that. Let me get my money and stay in the projects.
Right? Famous Dex. You ever watch his?
I have nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing about Famous Dex.
Yeah, if you ever watched his I forget what that thing is, the Twitter Live. I can't remember what the thing is called. Periscope. But yeah, Periscope. If you ever watch his Periscope, right? He was doing a whole bunch of like crazy stuff in one of them, and he was going live every day. And then he got the fame, the little bit of fame. Like he wasn't even out there yet. He got the little bit of fame, and then one day he jumped on Periscope and he says, "I can't do this no more. I'm not rapping anymore. They want me to do too many things in this game. I'm not built for it. I'm not like these other rappers. I'm not willing to sacrifice myself for somebody else."
I believe
He said the
it,
things
yo.
that I have seen, I'm not willing to sacrifice myself for someone else, and I'm not gonna make it to the top that way. What happened to Famous Dex? As soon as he was done with that Periscope, a few weeks later, he wasn't popping like that. He wasn't.
Damn, I didn't even
He
know that
wasn't
happened
popping
or
like
something
that.
like that.
And
I
he
didn't know that
had, and
happened.
it was literally like a domino effect. Like his whole team dropped him.
Because
it
nobody
was-
gonna want nothing
and
to
you
do
don't
with you
really
on
know-
top of that around
You don't
you.
really know what he goes through. So it's the same thing. Like when you get in the game, you will never know the things that they do to make it to the top. You will never. So those little rumors of people who are in the mansions and they have those parties and they do whatever parties do at their
Yo, I heard
mansions
some-
to
I
get
heard
that
some
record
stuff,
deal.
yo.
I believe 60% of them do that. They wouldn't be out in the game if they did because they're not P. Diddy. They're never going to be P. Diddy because they don't got that stamina. They don't got that self-efficient where I'm going to make it whether you make it or not because they don't know how to cut people off. They're following instead of being a leader type thing.
They say
Yeah,
Diddy was on that
so-
time too, though.
Yeah, I heard that.
I wouldn't put it past them. I
They
haven't
said-
heard a lot of
Who?
stories.
What he
about
said?
it.
You know he put Usher on, right?
Who?
Yeah.
When Usher was like 13, and
Yeah.
they said, you know, they was having a little fun in
Mr.
jacuzzi and
Raymond?
shit.
Oh, Puff?
Yeah, Puff.
Hey,
I didn't know
used to
that.
play undercovers like brothers.
Yeah,
That line was I never understood that in my life.
Yeah, they was playing like with the bubbles in the jacuzzi with 13-year-old Usher and shit, man.
I heard that. I heard those stories back in the day
See,
too. I heard
that's
those stories
new to
when I was
me.
a
That's
kid.
new to me.
I heard
That's
those
new to me.
stories when I was young.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
new to me. That's
Nah,
new
you
to
never
me.
heard that
no,
stuff?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I
They,
haven't.
you
I
knew
haven't.
Puff. I'm not saying yo Usher. I fucks with you and Puff. You know what I'm saying? Harlem baby, but like. I heard
Got a
stories,
whole new
man.
set
Like
of
even with the whole thing with the bracelet and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like they had secret something. You know what I mean? I ain't got no
but
beef
it's
with
just-
Uncle over a bracelet.
It's just a lot of.
I ain't getting you no bracelet.
I tell people a lot of organic rappers like J. Cole and them, they won't make it because they're not willing to conform to the industry.
It's true.
They're not. When you want to be an entertainer, you are. I'm sorry, you are the circus clown. You have to. You have to. If you don't have an exciting life, if you don't have something that's gonna keep you relevant every single day, you're not an entertainer.
You want to know what though? I think they would still like, cause then you got Kendrick on the same tip too.
Yeah, but Kendrick's on that whole like. I'm always afraid for Kendrick because he's on that Tupac wave.
Yeah.
And I'm always afraid for him because he's
But
speaking his mind.
That's
and
what
it's
keeps
just like,
him. That's what keeps him relevant though, because
But he
to us,
says it in all of his music though. You let the only rapper who makes sound music make it through the gate. He says that in every one of his songs. And a lot of rappers haven't made it through the gate. It's only Kendrick.
Kendrick.
yeah, but you can't.
only-
Can you really? J.
I
Cole
think
not
you
as
gotta-
much, but J. Cole.
Yeah, but
J. Cole too. Like
Yeah, but J. Cole, the thing
remained.
the thing that Kendrick is saying is that Kendrick made a gimmick for himself, right? J. Cole hasn't found that gimmick yet. He hasn't. And when he does, he'll make it there. But J. Cole also is under a contract that's stopping him from a lot of things.
I believe that. Yeah.
He's under. It's also who you're under. Kendrick is under Dr. Dre, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre is the one who pushed the first crazy rapper, Eminem.
You,
Okay, so you're
Dr.
thinking
Dre,
you're talking
NWA.
about a guy who loves
break
to put
barriers
you're
and-
talking about a guy who loves to push guys out who push the limits. Okay, J. Cole is signed to someone totally different who's sitting there talking all about timing. You will make it there if you spend the money the way I say spend it, not the way you want to spend it. So it's totally different.
I think
because-
his personality
but
too.
his album
He's quiet.
is sound.
He's a
Like
quiet.
his album is crazy, and nobody's ever heard J. Cole's album, and it's crazy.
I think he's just a
Wait,
quiet
who hasn't
dude.
heard it?
People sit there all the time. Oh, you talking about J. Cole's album? His album's whack. This, that, then they heard like 2-3 songs off of it,
Shit,
and
man,
they're like, and I'm like,
he
what
went
are you
platinum on
I'm
that.
just-
Yeah, I
that's
was
what I'm
gonna say,
No
saying.
platinum.
feature.
That's what I'm
People
saying. And
definitely
people
heard
are
it.
sitting
Probably
there
not
like,
around here.
no, I'm talking about like in like low income neighborhoods, people who are rappers who sit there talking about J. Cole's not up there like he should because they want him to be in that limelight. They want him to be that new era, and he won't conform to that. So they're sitting there talking about, it's a lot of
Well,
stuff
that's
that's
because
stuck.
they conform. But
That's their
because
fault. That's not his fault.
Yeah.
He has great
Like, he's-
music.
I just mean to
But-
say like he's definitely being heard though.
I know he's being heard, but the
Definitely
thing
being
is, with his music, it's not on the, like, he's not on the radio every single day. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's
His
true.
his album.
I think J. Cole's on the radio almost every day. They play J. Cole.
Yeah, his radio plays songs.
Yeah,
like,
not all his
Nah.
music, just his radio
Nah,
tracks.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying, but
He
like,
wouldn't get like anything extra. that's it. He's just a plain Jane. Like that's
but that's
it.
what I'm saying. But in the industry, you can't be plain Jane.
I think that's who he is. I
But you
really
can't do
honestly
that.
like he's about his movement. He's about his people.
And I
but he's
love
just a
his
plain
movement, but it's
dude.
just-
He's just a plain dude. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what was that picture they said about? He was in sweats, some sneakers, and a t-shirt at a basketball game.
Yeah,
everybody said, how come he looked like?
shit.
Yeah, and everybody was like, how come he looked like
I
a
ain't
bum?
even
And I
believe
thought
that
he looked.
picture. I ain't even believe it. I ain't gonna lie.
That brother smooth.
No.
He chilling like.
No,
like.
I love the picture because he's so organic, he's so him.
Right.
But like everybody sitting there, yo, he's a bum. Why his sneakers dirty? This and the third. Like he
That's
really, you looking at his sneakers though? Like you.
That was the first thing that really popped out. I was like, alright.
The each one teach one method has somewhere fucking died down in the middle because everybody that's young they follow the fucking.
But it's also where
the
you
crazy
grew up
people
at.
that's all like fascinated.
It's also where you grew up. Cause I grew up in Harlem, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Like in Harlem,
even
a chick ain't even looking at your face. Be the first thing she's looking at is your sneakers, bruh. Like what you got on.
Yeah.
Oh, alright, cool. Now let me look at. Alright. If you got on some dirt, you will get your sneakers is dirty. You getting joked on all the way from 110th all the way up to 155th, bro. You're getting joked on, and you're gonna be upset. Like I gotta go get some new sneakers. Somehow, some way, I can't live out here.
I like J. Cole's way, but I just want him to be more mainstream. Like he used to he had that time when he was in the spotlight and he was there, and I loved it because he was giving everybody something different. And if he would have teamed up with Kendrick Lamar, they would have made some beautiful
they should
music.
have. Oh my
Like,
God, that would have boosted his whole. It opened a whole other door. I think that was just hype through social media.
I think that was just like rumors. Like people wanted them to do it.
They thought that was gonna push it, and I think it could.
I don't think it was ever in the cards. Like I don't think Kendrick was like 100% with that shit.
I think he'll do it. I think it goes back to what you're saying. That who J. Cole is under.
Yeah.
Hov ain't gonna let him. You know what I mean?
Do you happen to know like how long he has on his contract? Is that ever out there in the public eye?
No, I have never found out how long he's under his contract. I know that there has been a lot of controversy with his contract, where he's always like he's dissing Jay-Z, then he's with Jay-Z type thing because he wants to be out. He's like Lil Wayne and Birdman, like he wants to be out, but they won't let him go. And you can see that in him. And a lot of people, they can buy out their contract, but J. Cole is just not one of those people. Like he doesn't have the funds yet to buy out his contract.
Well, that goes back. I want to bring. I mean, cut you off. I want to bring it back to what do you think of, like the state of like, how do I explain this? I'm terrible at explaining things. But with these guys and the conscious rappers, what do you think that they're making a movement? Do you think that they're actually being heard? You know what I'm saying? Especially for black people. You know what I'm saying?
Rappers, I think, are always going to have that cloud over them because we have like, let's be plain with it. Let's be formal. We have people who are not as intelligent.
All right.
Who are never going to push your music because they don't want to. I'm sorry, but a lot of kids, they don't want to hear someone preach to them 24/7. They want to get drunk. They want to party. They want someone to be a quick, simple, get to it type thing. And a lot of conscious rappers, they're still on that Erykah Badu, Andre 3000, you know, they're on that wave where it's just, I need those old school beats, I want those jazz. I even make music like that, but I know sometimes you gotta conform a little bit to these kids. But even when I conform a little bit, if you listen to my music, I never say anything that's below my standards. So I believe a lot of conscious rappers, they can still do that same thing where they can get the message out there. And they can say something that is never below their standards, but they have to take those beats that these new kids want. Because you have to be, again, the elephant, you got to be the clown because you are the entertainer.
Right.
And I'm not saying be the clown or the person who get clowned on. I'm saying be the attraction. You know what I'm saying? Be the main attraction. Before you're anything, you have to always be that because the moment you lose that, you're going to lose yourself. And a lot of artists, they're afraid to lose themselves. But they don't, but it also brings it back so they don't know oneself.
But everybody's acting like they do now since Hov dropped that OJ story. Yo, son, open your eyes, B.
No, the OJ story, when you showed me that a little bit before this, when you showed me the OJ story a little bit before this, when I was listening to it, I was like, yo, he's saying so much factual shit, but how many people are listening?
A lot of
people
because it's Jay-Z.
Like,
it's Jay-Z. That's the only reason why. It sucks because it's the only reason why. It's because it's Jay-Z. But that's what I'm saying. And it took him long enough to fucking get to that exact point. He waited till he could be at the top of chill.
But I think he had to have the money to where he would be able to do that also.
True. Yeah.
Because you cannot. We already seen what happened to the people that wasn't really close to at least some type of wealth or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude is up there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Probably the only one. You know what I mean? And he's
there's like.
And that's why everybody listens.
There's a lot of artists that are up there where Jay-Z's at, but the problem is they're not as public about it as he is. You know what I mean? Because we have a lot of artists who are worth more than $4-5 million, right?
Right.
And they're minorities. But the reason why they don't get out there is because it's that whole persona of, if I bring too much attraction to myself, am I making the right decision? Am I making this, that, and the third? Because they always make that business plan. And they're always, the people who are worth more are the people who are always behind the scenes.
Right.
So Jay-Z, he did take that step back where he was behind the scenes, and that's how he made his money. And then he said, you know what? I think they waited long enough. I've been making this album for a while, probably way before Lemonade even came out. And now that Lemonade's out, it's time for me to push some songs in there, address some things on top of that, but also still give them some knowledge that I was trying to give them in the 90s, and they wasn't listening to me because I was young and I was just making it.
He went
You know
deep
what I'm
with
saying?
this.
It's
Every song was 4 minutes and 44 seconds.
Oh my!
I said, yo, this
That's
dude-
why it's called.
I'm like, yo, he is not playing.
Yeah, but
yo.
it's.
He never had
I
meaning
don't
to
know.
any of his albums. I mean, it's like American Gangster and stuff like that. Like, it's had some type of meaning, but not like this.
Not like that.
But he showed you how he grew, though. He showed you how he
True.
grew.
Yeah, that's.
And a lot of artists need growth. A lot of them.
Yeah.
And they won't.
He
And they
humbled
won't
a lot of
make
people.
it. They won't. But he got a lot of people mad. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say he woke
He
up
got-
a lot of ignorance.
He got
yo.
a lot of people mad,
He woke
and
up
that's
a
why.
lot of ignorance.
But it's also the same thing. A lot of people don't stay woke.
That's
They
true.
don't.
Yeah,
What's
the
cool
song
right
already
now.
dying down, B.
They don't.
It's just what's cool right
They
now.
don't stay
It's,
woke.
it's great.
Yeah.
The thing was great, but it's just the shit is. It's just what's cool right now because it's Jay-Z.
True.
Like
Yeah.
unless he comes
I
back
just
and
went out because there
consists-
was somebody else who made that. We probably wouldn't have as much clout as it's getting.
Yeah.
So what do you
unless
think-
he continues to stick with it, my bad. I know you
Nah,
said
go
that.
ahead, go ahead.
Unless he continues to keep doing that, like he decides to make a comeback, and he keeps doing that, then maybe it will take root. And then if he gets more public with everything, then it will take root. But
Yeah, but Jay-Z
this
also
right now-
took the route of branding himself. That's what a lot of
Yeah.
people forget too, because
Yeah, there's
what
nothing
artists,
wrong with that, though,
what
you know what I
artists
mean?
neglect to remember is you have a short window to be famous, right? And once you catch that fame, you have, in a lot of contracts, you're not getting paid at the time that you're famous. A lot of people forget that because you got to pay the producers, the video guys, you got to pay your
Everything.
whole team. So you're basically bringing home probably
Everything.
$100. That money that you're flashing in the video is probably not really yours.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, a lot of times you're spending the same money and it's going in a circle. So when you get that lead room for just a minute, if you don't brand yourself, a lot of people say, that's why Jay-Z said in his album, buy the ghettos, buy paint, buy this, buy that, because you need to brand yourself. Because after a while, the fame money don't last long. It don't. Me making a couple of albums, that's not gonna last long because I'm just gonna cycle it, and eventually, like my job, my check gonna run out. And I'll be sitting here looking at the same thing I was looking before. How come I can't pay off my house?
Right.
How come I can't pay off my Porsche? Why did I buy this big ass mansion? Like,
So what do you think it takes for artists to actually get together? I think in the hip hop game, these dudes to go and help Black America, to really sit there and help their people. Like, yo, we
Invest in
really,
their people. Like,
It's-
because
It almost-
Jay-Z's
No,
album's
it's-
not gonna do it.
no, it's
We know
not
that.
gonna
It's
do
not.
it. But the funniest thing I heard was some girl explain why she didn't support Black, like, businesses, right?
now was this a black girl?
It was a Black girl,
Okay.
and she said, "Why?"
I'm saying, oh man,
no,
we
no, no,
racist.
no, no,
So
no,
don't get
no,
ready
no,
for this.
It wasn't that racist. It was just she's a comedian, and she said the reason why she don't support Black businesses because let me say, I say my store opens at 10, right?
Mhm.
And I don't show up until 12.
When black people
Typically,
trying-
your fashion
Shout out to my people.
typically, your fashion be late. You think about getting dressed first, then this, that, and third, and time escapes you. And now you're like, damn, my shop's supposed to be open at 10, but I own it, so fuck it, I open at 12. Right? Come on now. Somebody who's punctual and has somewhere to be and thought they was going to come to your spot real quick
Exactly.
to grab something at
your
10
ass
o'clock.
ain't even
It's
open.
wondering where your ass is
Listen,
at.
he's always late. He was late for opening up his own damn business. Ever
And-
since he was 13.
And
B.
9 times out of 10, she said she'd been through all those same situations where she walked into businesses and they were minority owned and they weren't on
That's
time.
a fact. That's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying? So you first have to learn to be punctual.
Mm.
Then you can learn how to gather someone together because you can't, unless you know self, you can't help no one else. You literally can't. So what it's going to take for minorities to help other minorities, they need to know self. They need to stay woke. They need to realize that they are in a mental chain 24/7. Once they break that, then they can decide, let me help you because I see you as my brother. I
Right.
see you as my brother. I see you as my sister type thing. I see you as my kids going through the same struggle and I don't need that.
That's true.
You have ghettos that never had one business owned by a minority in it at all, and they're struggling, but they live 4 blocks from the suburbs.
That's
So
that's why I respect what you said. I
As-
watched one of your interviews with the where you say you want to start up a nonprofit
oh yeah,
record label. Start.
it's literally it's in the paper phase. It's in the paper phase, and the reason why I want to start it is because I hang around people who are like-minded.
Yeah,
People
you're big
who
into
want-
that nonprofit.
Yeah,
thing.
so
I know you got a lot
and
of
it's
people
because like my family was built off a nonprofit. My uncle, when he was doing basketball for Providence College, Marvin Bonds, when he wanted to do, he had a nonprofit called the Rebound Foundation. And his music, what he did was he gave back to every kid who wanted to be a basketball player.
That's what's up.
Every single kid, no matter what ghetto you're from, he came to Newport, he went to Fall River, he did everything he could. He went to Framingham, Providence, because that's where he started from, Pawtucket, you know what I'm saying? And he went to all those places and he gave back every dime he could. He took 20 kids a day and bought them sneakers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mommy,
And
expressions.
Saunders, yeah, man.
and there's this place that used to be on downtown Providence, used to call Gellis. Now it's not. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it's probably owned by somebody different. My uncle used to always bring all the kids there and let them buy like 2-3 pairs for themselves. Then my grandmother, when she started a nonprofit foundation called Kids Saving Our Own, and she turned it into a construction company, which she teamed up with Swap, who was in Rhode Island, who build low income housing that make it look like it's from a suburb. So what they do is they clean up the neighborhood and they put new houses that are affordable for low income communities. So I grow up from people who are like that, who just
And that's all in
constantly-
Providence.
That's all in Providence. They do
So
everything.
you know everybody in Providence.
Yeah, so they do
Alright.
everything in Providence. Like my mom, she grew up a Buddy Cianci type thing. So it's like I do a lot of things that are for the community because I grew up with that. I was fortunate enough to be in private schools and public schools and after school programs in Brown University and things of that nature. So I want the kids to get the same treatment I got when I was growing up.
Right.
Because a lot of kids in my neighborhood, they didn't have the same opportunities because their parents didn't have enough money like I did. So that's where that stems from. I've been homeless, so I want people to get out of that phase. I want you to know that you don't got to stay on the corner and beg for quarters because I never did that. I went every day and I searched for a job and I had nowhere to sleep.
Yeah, because a lot of people always looking for the easy way out.
Yeah,
Shit,
I had
nobody
nowhere
wants
to sleep. I had nowhere to sleep.
I've been there too.
And so
bro.
I want people to know that you don't have to be a drug dealer. You don't have to be a gangster.
Facts.
You don't have to be the type of person who steals from your family. You don't need to be a robber. You can be an entrepreneur. You can start a candy shop. You can start a hat business, a clothing business. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's so incredible right now. People in Rhode Island are starting that thing like Bandit. You know what I'm saying? Like she starts that, like this group, this place that I'm down with, what's the Mass? American Pyramids. They're a brand. They're not a clothing company. They're a brand. They do after school programs. They do concerts, things of that nature. They do fashion.
Hold
You know
up.
what I'm saying? So it's just,
I hate to cut you off, but we run out of time.
oh yeah, no.
This is
Listen.
what happens when the conversation
Yeah,
gets
that's
good.
how you know we gotta bring that
We
out.
get guests that we love.
We can talk for hours. We talk for
You know what I mean?
days.
But we're
You
glad
can-
that you came up here, definitely. We're gonna do this again and we're gonna keep going, you know what I mean? And shout out to Ashik Music, Chris and we doing things over, you know what I mean? So get used to this. We're gonna be changing up, talk about more topics. Put comments down in the comments, like, subscribe, holla at you. We out of here, Chris.
Wait, hold up. You know I'm always last minute with something.
I
I want to make a quick shout out something we got locally going on in Newport. Shout out to Retro Nightlife.
Oh yeah,
Goes
facts.
down every Sunday at Blues Cafe. Local hip hop. We're gonna get people obviously from the city. A lot of people from Newport. Come check it out. Good music. We got music in between each set. You'll see the crew podcast there, getting interviews.
Also,
I think that's it.
Shout out to Weight Clothing. Worry about yourself, my man J-Mo. Also, shout out to Grind Time Tech and M3. We hope y'all get well soon. You know what I mean? Our prayers are with you, especially to oh my God, all over the place today. Work with me, y'all. But yeah, we hope y'all get well soon. We out of here.